Hi. No, I can't read from this thing. Hold on. We're like, hi.
I feel like Elmo. I have one line and I'm waiting for you to get it right.
So after crossmade. Hi. Welcome to the Show Up Loud podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jillian.
And we're two concert-obsessed besties here to talk about all things live music. Today, we are going to be recapping our experience at the Inkcarceration Music Festival in Mansfield, Ohio, which was, July 7th?
18th, 19th, and 20th.
Yes, this year. So this was our first big festival experience, so we've got lots to talk about.
Lots.
It went really fucking crazy.
It was fucking wild. At the best time of our lives.
So we're going to just kind of go through our experience, give you the highs, the lows, talk about things that we loved, things that we maybe didn't like so much, and also hopefully give you guys some tips on how to make sure you're prepared if you're planning to go to a festival for the first time. We definitely learned a lot while we were there about things that you need to be fucking prepared for, because god damn it.
We planned this for months?
Yeah.
And we did our research. We were watching other festival videos, like studying the mosh pits and everything, thinking that we were gonna got this. We're good.
We're good. We've been watching this for years. We know what we're fucking doing.
Yes. And we get there and I thought, oh fuck, this makes us look like rookies.
For real though.
Jesus.
Our little local K-Rockathon cannot compare.
No.
It was great.
Up until last night.
But cannot compare. But that's a conversation for another episode. So first, why don't we go ahead and we'll just talk about all the bands that we saw.
Yep, I actually spent time and wrote down which ones we actually saw versus the ones we were trying to see.
I know, and that's kind of my first tip to people is that you will not be able to see as many bands as you hope you'll be able to see. You think oh, well, these bands don't overlap, so I can see them.
And the stages are next to each other, so I don't have to worry about running from one end of the field to the other in less than 5 minutes to catch the next show.
Mm-hmm. But when we were making our schedule, we forgot to think about the fact that we had to eat. Literally, I feel like that's what happened.
Pee.
Breathe.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
When you bring a whole box of Prime, or not Prime, but the IQ hydration packs, and you go through it in 2 of the 3 days, that's how much you have to hydrate.
And that's a good point is next time we are going to need to bring 4 boxes because it wasn't enough, even though it really should have been enough for, most things.
Well, I think also part of the problem was, just like in New York, it was also in the 90s.
Yeah.
While we were there.
And humid.
But they have a little bit more shading compared to local upstate New York.
Yeah, absolutely. And they really built, I will say, even though it was really hot for a lot of the time, they did a great job at making sure that everybody was going to be comfortable and not dying, I guess.
Yeah. They really did a good job.
With the water sprays. So they would spray hoses into the crowd to help cool everybody down. They had massive fans all over the place, spraying mist into the crowd, or even ones kind of more away from the crowd where you could just stand to cool off for a minute.
Tons of water bottles. Tons of water bottles.
Exactly. So they really did a lot of good stuff to try to prevent. I'm sure if you're into festivals, you've heard about tragedies where things got really bad. And even when we would go to the local festivals years ago, remember that one where they didn't even, I swear to God, they didn't sell water.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I do remember being there because and this was back when we were married to our ex-husbands.
Yes.
We brought it was some show the 4 of us wanted to go to. We were also on a health binge then. You were vegan. And we were trying to find water, and nobody had water. Not even a refillable station either.
Yeah, it was you could get soda.
Alcohol.
You could get alcohol. And then we ended up buying that mister thing literally to drink out of.
Literally.
Because it was that bad.
And it tasted like the inside of a pool floaty because of it being plastic.
Yeah.
But that's all we had.
So things are getting better.
Yes.
I guess.
Things are improving. But yeah, let's take a stroll back to what you were saying with the scheduling. So I feel like in the months beforehand, go ahead and just, yes, this is everybody I want to see. But just remember, when you get there, you're not going to see it. We had 27 of the 30 bands, I think, marked down, and I didn't count, but
And that's not even counting the ones at the smaller stages, right?
we ended up seeing 21 of the
Okay.
27 that we wanted to see.
Okay, yeah, so we cut out a couple. So I have our original plan here.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. When we got there the first day, Sleep Theory was already playing?
They had just walked out. Like, we had just walked in through, we tapped our wristbands, walked in, and then they came screaming out on stage.
Gotcha. Okay, so we wanted to see Sleep Theory. We kind of saw Sleep Theory because we had just arrived, and with it being our first time at the festival, we were just like, oh my god, we want to see everything. So we're running around trying to check everything out, and we're not really, like, we're listening to them and maybe stopping here or there to watch a little bit from wherever we happen to be.
And you could hear them clearly too. Like, it's not like it faded away. The only time you really couldn't hear the other stages was if you were at that smaller one way across the way.
Exactly.
And that you could hardly hear it. But if you were walking around to even the blood prison, even the tattoo tent for the convention over there, even inside the tattoo tent, you could still hear Sleep Theory. Like, they were loud, but they were really good.
Yeah, they were good. And I hope that we can get an opportunity to see them properly at some point. So then there was Drowning Pool.
Yep, and we only saw like 1 or 2 songs by them because we actually went to an event last night and we ended up seeing them there. So
yeah, so we kind of prioritized a little bit about, like, if we have plans to see them in the future, maybe we don't need to prioritize them at Inkcarceration.
Yes.
So we caught a couple songs by them, kind of like the hits, and we didn't like really try to worm our way into the crowd or anything. We just watched it from the distance. So then we were in the opposite stage for Kill Switch Engage,
Which was so cool.
They were great. And one of the great things is with the way that Inkcarceration had the side-by-side stage set up is that if you were trying to be at one stage, you still could really easily see what was happening at the other stage, because they're right next to each other. So we were working our way up because you wanted to be close for Amity Affliction. Yes.
It's been a dream of mine for I can't tell you how long to even just see Amity Affliction. So yeah, that was the best part because we thought, okay, well, Kill Switch Engage is going on and the crowd's going nuts over there. There was a little bit of a crowd forming already for Amity, but it really wasn't anything like heavy. So we were able to work our way up, and we got pretty close to the barricade too, which was also awesome.
Yeah, that's really, like, I think we've learned that's the trick for getting close is work your way up when the other stage is being used.
Yeah, you might have to sacrifice on that too, but again, it's going to also depend on, I think, how the festival is laid out.
That's true.
Because for us, we were fortunate with those stages being right next to each other. I don't think we would have been able to enjoy it as much if we had to go.
One of those other ones, yeah.
And I was told that this was their first year putting both of those stages together. Apparently, they all used to be in different areas.
I did hear something about that as well. I wasn't sure exactly what it looks like before, but a lot of people said it was the first time they had it set up the way that they did this year.
Yeah, so I hope they keep doing that because that worked out phenomenal.
Yeah, I commented on one of their Facebook posts saying, please keep it the way that you had it this year. I know it was my first time, so I can't compare it to the
I said the
years,
same
but it was so
thing.
good.
I took their survey that they were running, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, I can't speak for what it looked like for the years before, but this being your first year with the 2 stages, I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Please keep doing that. I mean, it saves everybody time. And like we were saying, you can end up watching the one show while you're getting ready to wait for the other band to come
And
on.
that was so perfect. Yep. So we saw Kill Switch Engage, and then The Devil Wears Prada.
Which we were like...
Okay, we were never major Devil Wears Prada fans before this show.
Knew who they were. Liked their music.
Had a couple things
yeah.
like come in the playlists and whatnot, but after the show, we were like, this is one of our new favorites.
This is like our new band.
Yes, we loved it. We loved the show. We got lucky enough to get 2 set lists when they threw them in the crowd at the end, and a water bottle from them. So that was an epic experience, and the music was great. They put on a really good show. Another one.
The energy was really, really good.
That's another one we gotta look out to see at like a small place.
Yes.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Then I Prevail played. I've been looking forward to seeing I Prevail a lot. They were on the opposite stage from where we were waiting at the time, but like we said, that didn't matter. It was still really good. Enjoyed their performance. I will say, like, they're definitely going through changes with the leads. Was it a singer who dropped out? I can't. Somebody left.
Yeah. Or a guitarist. I apologize. I can't remember.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but somebody left the band, and I will say you can tell they're really like changing up their vibe. They're they're going harder.
I like it.
I like it. It's just, you know, going into it kind of expecting something a little different.
Yeah.
And then they made that change like right before Inkcarceration, so it was a little drastic of a difference. But I do still like what they're doing now.
And it seemed like the crowd really liked it too.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowd was just as wild.
I
agree.
I mean,
it definitely works for them, and I was a fan of it.
Yeah, I agree. So then it was Amity Affliction, and we got really close to the front for that one.
So I was completely geeking out. I actually had to steal, except for a couple of photos I took, I had to steal your videos. Because I'm the type that's just too busy living in the moment to even record anything.
Yeah.
And being this was like one of my top bands, I was like, there's no way.
I get it, because I definitely do that. So then, kind of our first example of not doing something that we said we were going to do, we were going to go to Knocked Loose, and we never did.
No.
After,
did not, but I think that's because I don't know if we were eating or something then. We were doing something, and we watched it from the
crowd from halfway through Drowning Pool all the way till end of Amity Affliction, which was probably 6. So we were probably in the crowd from like 2:30 to 6. Which is a long time.
That's right. We probably had to go to the bathroom.
We were probably exhausted.
Dying. Even though we had like our own hydro packs with us, like clipped to our waist.
Yeah.
You're still gonna blow through it in 4 hours.
Yep. And I feel like that was kind of one of the things where we underestimated how tired we'd be. Because this was day 1. And we were just like, we both looked at each other, we're just like, how about we just take it easy for Falling in Reverse? And we're not even gonna see any bands until they come on.
I love how we went from we're popping our necks, we're fighting for the barricade, we're going for it, I will get arrested, let's go, to hey, I can't feel my feet, can we just kind of like hang out in the back, and you know, if you want to dip maybe 1 or 2 songs early, I'm cool with that too.
When you're doing it all day, the whole vibe changes.
But we did stay for all the Falling in Reverse because Ronnie put on
a
such
really
an
good
amazing show.
Yeah.
He really did. The pyrotechnics were wild.
And getting to see the newer songs like God Is a Weapon.
God Is a Weapon, for sure.
And then the All My Life.
All My Life.
The Jelly Roll one.
Yes, I do like that one a lot.
Like, I feel like his newer music played really well for the concert and stuff. Not that some of his old stuff is good too, but the new songs really made it awesome. The only thing that would have made it better is if Manson could have been there for God Is a Weapon. God, I hope they perform that together someday, and I hope that I can be there for that.
I know, when Manson, we'll get to that in a second, but when Manson was coming up on stage for you, I was even crossing my fingers like, please let Ronnie still be here, so like he could just like.
I want to see them do it
well,
together.
Because Alex Terrible came out and sang with Ronnie that night, so I was like, it's bound to happen with another musician while we're here the next 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, let me not. We'll get to it when we get to that part. All right, so that was the end of day 1.
And then we all had to walk back in the. So it was actually pretty decent out for the majority of the day, up until I want to say before Falling in Reverse, but I can't remember what band.
I don't think it got bad that much that day.
Well, it did rain.
It did rain, but it was more like a.
Yeah, but we because I remember we have a picture from when we were there only an hour on the first day, and we had a little bit of mud on us.
Yeah, and we
that was
definitely
from
got
the rain
more
before.
muddy after that. But I do think most of it was from the rain early in the day, and then like sprinkled a little bit throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like we stayed mostly dry.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we were like soaked.
Yeah, it was really just kind of the parking lot was crazy.
That's what I was just gonna get
Yeah.
to. Is the parking lot situation was a little
insane. A little.
A little.
Yeah.
A little. Let's just say if you go to a festival, it might be worth renting a vehicle with all-wheel drive. Don't bring your tiny little four-door front-wheel drive sedan to
And don't,
a mud
God, do not show up in your Mustang, okay?
please.
Nope.
Please.
It's
Because
not.
some people end up waiting in line another hour just because somebody has to get towed.
Or that fucking bus that got stuck in the fucking parking lot.
Oh my God, that bus. And you're walking up to the bus and I'm thinking, did they just park it here? And then you get to the front passenger side and you see all but this much of the front wheel is exposed.
Yep.
The rest of it's in the mud. I'm like, oh no, that's staying there.
Yep, that is living there.
That lives there for the weekend.
All right, so day 2, who did we see?
Who are we supposed to start with? Because I show we started with Snot.
So we actually were scheduled to start with Snot, and we made it. We did it. Yes.
And that was also amazing to see.
Mm-hmm.
They put on such a great show and a huge dedication to the previous singer.
It was so good. It was so good. I'm glad we got the opportunity to see that.
I'm glad you did too, because I love them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were introduced to me last year by someone, and at first I was like, and then I actually ended up listening to the entirety of the first album with the original singer, and then that's what sold me on it.
See, I'd heard of them, and maybe I've heard a song here or there, just like trying to get, the autoplay,
Yeah.
and roll stuff in there. But I've never like looked into them really. So, but I definitely am a fan now. That was a good one. Next, we were supposed to see The Pretty Wild, but we skipped that one because I realized that they're opening for In This Moment, and we are gonna go see In This
And again,
Moment.
we weren't gonna go through that, so.
Also, they were one of the only ones that we wanted to see at the like far away stage, so it would have been a lot harder to go see them as opposed to the ones all on the main 2 stages.
Right.
So we took a little break after Snot, and then August Burns Red.
That was good.
That was very good.
The
Loved
energy was
their
really
show.
nice there too.
They had a good show. And then originally we were gonna see Kubla Khan.
Oh, that's right, but we decided to go merch shopping then.
Yep.
Or part 1 of merch shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, because once again we were realizing that our schedule that we had created was too ambitious. Too many acts. We didn't have time for anything else.
We still like to think that we're 19 years old.
No, we're not.
We're not.
So then we're sitting down, we're having some food, and we're making our plan for what we know is about to be the most insane night of our lives. Because that morning, when we were both debating, because you love Slipknot like they were your first priority, but for me, my first priority was Manson.
Don't get me wrong, I'm also a diehard Manson fan.
And I love Slipknot, but we just had different, like, who's our number 1 priority, who do we want to get the closest to the front for type of situation. So when we got up that morning, we were debating it, and then I literally just said to you, I said, we have to split up. There's no other way.
So to put a little bit more of a picture to this scenario, you have to understand who the last 3 headliners were for that day. It went Marilyn Manson, Slaughter to Prevail, Marilyn Manson, and then Slipknot.
Yeah. So the way it worked is Slaughter to Prevail was on the Yard stage, and then Marilyn Manson was on the Redemption stage right next to it, and then Slipknot was finishing up at the Yard stage as the headliner. And so we couldn't realistically try to get to the front of both Manson and Slipknot with them being one after the other on 2 different stages.
So we thought it'd be a grand idea to split up. We'll get into this later, but don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen,
If you value your life,
someone's just gonna have to give up their front spot.
Yes,
Okay.
someone's
And it
gonna
wouldn't
have
have
to.
been me because it was my birthday trip. So
yes, no, and I absolutely agree with that.
Now, if it was a different trip, maybe I would.
No, and I was just
not
gonna say, if this were like my birthday trip and I really wanted to see Slipknot as close to the
100%.
barricade, exactly. So if we had made that decision to be like, well, we gotta either be up front for Manson or Slipknot, what are we doing? That's what it is, because it's your birthday. This was your birthday trip. So yes, I would definitely, without hesitation, be like, okay, then let's go get front row for Manson. Because I love Manson just as much as Slipknot. So for me, that would work out either way.
But yeah, so note to self, in the future, we won't split up because that was rough. Or if we are going to split up at a festival, maybe something just a little more chill. Let's not split up during Slaughter to Prevail because that's where everything went wrong.
We'll get there. That actually might have to be its own episode itself.
Jesus Christ, for real.
But we'll get there.
Yes, so, oh, hold on, I lost our schedule.
That's okay.
Okay, so yeah, so
I think we saw Acid Bath.
We did see Acid Bath because that was when we decided we were going to split to the two separate stages.
Yeah.
So that we had enough, so that we had two whole bands to work our way towards the front.
Oh, you know what? When did we see Chiodos and Beartooth? Was that?
Are they last day?
No, they were day 2.
We must have just watched them for VIP while we were playing.
We did, yeah. But we did see them though.
I think that makes sense. Hold on, let me look at the full schedule.
Because I remember we were eating, and then we said before we split, let's for Acid Bath. I think that's what it was. We watched Chiodos. No, what day was that?
They were on the first day. They were while we were waiting for Falling Reverse, because remember we said we were going to chill.
That's what it was. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
See what happens when you see 21 bands in 3 days? The schedules just start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then again, our whole concert season needs to be on an Excel spreadsheet next year. Please.
No, we just got to get more of these.
That too.
I got to buy a couple. All right. Day 3. So we finished up day 2 with Slipknot. It was a great show. Manson put on a great show. And Slaughter to Prevail put on a great show. It was just, we had an experience, but we will tell the story after we get to our lineup.
Pouring out. And we're talking not just a little while, we're talking from like after Acid Bath. Like it consistently rained for like 4 or 5 hours.
For the rest of the night.
And it was the big fat raindrops too, not like, just like a shower or sprinkle. We looked like drowned rats at the end of the day, walking in mud past our ankles.
Yeah, no, it was properly raining.
It was a proper festival.
And honestly, that just added to the vibes. It really did.
It really did.
I had no upset about that.
I mean, and who doesn't want to see Slipknot in the pouring rain? Now, if they had just opened with "If Rain Is What You Want," I wouldn't be here to tell you about this episode because I'd be dead.
Yeah. God, it was a beautiful time.
Oh, it was amazing.
So we get home from that one. We make our plan for the next day. We wake up the next morning and our plan has been destroyed because they had to change the schedule and open late because of how bad it
So it ended up pouring like that afterwards too throughout the rest of the night. They put out like emergency notifications through the app. Saying that they were delaying even campers from leaving.
Oh, yep. They
their
said,
areas.
please don't move your vehicle.
Yeah.
So they ended up delaying the opening of the festival to a couple hours so that they could prepare. And then originally, and also just because we were starting to really feel tired.
We were we go hard when we are in the pit. We're always jumping and then you got people constantly crowd surfing. Getting people dropped on you. It takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah, I think we really need to hit the gym before next year because we got to get in better shape for this. This is like crazy.
For real.
But so originally, we had wanted to start our day with a killer's confession was supposed to be really early at like 11 something.
11:55. I think
Yeah,
it was.
on one of the main stages, but they got bumped
To 1:15.
on the smaller stage, which helped us
Yes.
because although we still didn't make it to, we wanted to see Taproot that day, and we could not.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
Well, between the schedule changes and when we woke up for day 3, we were
slow moving.
slow moving, swollen beyond belief.
Yeah. So we ended up skipping Taproot, even though we would have loved to see them, and
Yeah.
started our day with A Killer's Confession, which I hadn't seen them before, but now I'm obsessed.
And I'd seen them a couple of times on different tour events.
I truly love them. The keyboard player, I'm obsessed with. I've never seen anybody play the keyboard with so much fucking energy.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is insane, and I love it. So love them. Then we caught a bit of Attila. We had originally planned to watch them, but we
I think that was also when we decided to do part 2 of the merch purchasing.
No. The reason is I think A Killer's Confession and Attila kind of overlapped with the change.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then we watched Attila from the other stage because then Kitty was on
came
after
on.
that.
Kitty!
Yes.
Kitty was always one of those bands I wanted to see when I was in like middle school and high school, and my mom always said, no, absolutely not.
Of
so
course.
to be 37 and be like, you mean Kitty is touring? I'm
know.
going.
That was such a good experience. Oh my god.
Bring me back.
I truly loved that performance.
And they still sound just the same. Like they really sounded so good. I was so impressed by the energy, how they sounded, the new music too.
Right, exactly. So after Kitty, we watched Crossfade.
Crossfade.
And I mean, they were all right, but the singer was sick.
Yeah, we were
You could
lucky
tell.
he didn't cancel. But he in the video I have of him singing Cold, you could hear it in the scratchiness in his voice, that he was fighting so hard to still be there and get his voice projected.
It was rough. And honestly, I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I almost feel like at a certain point maybe you do need to cancel, as disappointing as it is. And I almost feel like he was over into that.
But because Cold I think was the last track they did.
Yeah.
And the earlier part of his set was good.
Yeah.
Scratchy, but it was good. And by the time he was singing
it just
Cold,
kind of continued to,
Yeah, he also said that he was having some technical difficulties too with some sound equipment. So
after Crossfade, originally we were going to get ready to see Nothing More, but once again we realized, we're going to see them again
in less than a week.
So we were like, we can skip them. And we went merch shopping again.
The big haul.
Yes, we had to rent an extra locker.
So some festivals, they let you rent a locker, and you can do it 1, 2, or all 3 days. So we rented one all 3 days, and it comes with 3 separate little charger cords in there, so you can even put your phone in there and lock it up, charge it, the whole bit. So part of us thinking we were going to be prepared for the festival is we left a whole bunch of health stuff, hairbrushes, and medications and stuff in case we needed it.
And we never went in that bag.
Never, not once, not once. So we started bringing different shirts with us. So there were times we'd get so hot or wet, and we would just end up changing, to the point where we bought all that merch and we were like, this isn't going to fit in the locker, so we ended up getting the second locker for $25.
Yeah, added an extra locker, but the lockers were really affordable, which was helpful.
Yes.
So we were just able to grab an extra one.
They're
really
clean,
easily.
and they actually stayed dry during that whole monsoon event.
Yeah, which was really helpful to be able to leave our stuff in there for that. So yeah, so if you go to a multi-day festival, at least for this one, and I'm assuming it probably is the same for others,
Could be.
you can rent a locker and you can leave stuff in there overnight, which is so helpful, especially when we were leaving on Saturday and it was pouring rain. Like, we didn't have to get our stuff soaked.
We didn't have to trudge through ankle-high mud to get all the way from the front pit to VIP, and then through VIP to the lockers.
Yeah.
We were already closest to the exit going back to the parking lot, so that's why we just said, you know what, they're safe in the
Let's
lockers,
just go.
we'll just go.
And then started raining heavier, so it was...
It did.
So we bought more merch, we got it all locked up, then we got food, and we watched Architects when we got back to the
That
stage.
was a good show, because we went in
In this moment.
so we got to hang out on the opposite side while Architect went nuts,
And
that
they
was
were great.
awesome.
That's another one I'm going to listen to more often now, because they did I really
Same.
like that.
I only knew the track Animals at first, but
Same.
after listening to their whole set, I was like, I don't even know the names of these songs, but I don't care. I'm getting their albums and I'm going for it. They were really good.
Absolutely. And that was one thing I really liked about the festival in general, is we went and we had a couple like top favorites, but we saw so many that we only sort of knew that it made us bigger fans of.
Yes.
So then, In This Moment came on, did their set. We are kind of crazy In This Moment fans.
Yeah, she typically likes to come around New York in May, and that's usually, especially around the end of my birthday.
Yeah.
So it's typically a birthday concert tradition for her and I to go to an In This Moment concert.
Exactly. We've seen them. God, we've been seeing them since, what was it? DFB?
Yeah.
Or what?
Well,
no,
you
no,
saw
no,
them.
wasn't it K-Rock on 20?
Yes, because I had a migraine so bad that day. We'll save that whole experience for another episode. But I was dying the majority of that day. I had a migraine. It was supposed to be my first time seeing In This Moment, but that's when I ended up leaving.
It's gonna work out, but like that'll be our local concert.
Yeah,
our local festival episode where we'll talk about all the K-Rockathons and stuff. But so In This Moment, saw them that first time, loved them. And we've been going every single time that we possibly can because we love seeing their show.
We love Mother.
We're seeing them again in a week and a half.
This time with Kat Von D and the Pretty Wild.
Yup.
Which is interesting because I've always wanted to see Kat Von D.
I'm so excited to see her in the flesh, and then also the Pretty Wild. I have been listening to their stuff, and I've been seeing their clips online.
And wasn't that your first show this year too?
No, that was the Pretty Reckless.
Oh, that's
yeah,
what it was.
I did the Pretty Reckless this year. Yep. Which that was definitely I've wanted to see them forever. So that was crazy. So after In This Moment, Lamb of God played on the stage that we weren't at. They did great.
The energy was absolutely wild.
I have no words. They did so good, and they hyped us up really good, and everything was great. And then we were working our way up towards the front for 3 Days Grace.
I think we got like second row.
We were really close to the front for them. Yeah. So
we'll get there.
We worked our way up for 3 Days Grace. They performed. We did that.
Well, we'll get to that part because oh wow.
That was
I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from it.
Then we got out of that one and then made our way around to Five Finger Death Punch, who is another one that we've seen a lot of times.
Yeah, but we haven't really seen them with like their newer albums, the last like 2 albums they came out with.
Yeah,
because we were busy seeing other bands.
Last time we saw them was probably before COVID. Yeah. The last time they came to the amphitheater.
Yep.
So saw them, ended up actually leaving early for them though. Not anything to say negative about their show. We were dead.
Our legs were actually so swollen, it actually was making me nervous.
I was like going to fall over. My feet could not handle anymore.
Yeah.
Like I truly, we were standing there watching them and I was like trying to enjoy the show, and usually when I am at a show, even if I'm having pain and stuff, when the music gets going, I forget about the pain and I'm in the moment and it's fine. It was so bad I could not even ignore the fact that the bottom of my feet hurt so much.
My calves and my ankles were so swollen that my skin felt like it was ripping apart. Like even in the pictures and the video I took there's a video I took halfway during the day when we were just sitting and eating at the table. And you could like see not only the pores of my skin, but you could see how red and inflamed they were. And the skin was tight. I had no ankles, no knees. It actually took just about every day up until like the day before yesterday to get the swelling to go down.
Probably a good 3-4 days before my legs were like back to normal. And I must have just been holding on to so much water because I was peeing every 2 seconds.
Yes.
I went to an appointment and I drove there, had to pee when I got there, was in the appointment for 45 minutes. Hadn't had anything to drink, obviously, because I'm in the appointment.
Yeah.
And I get back out and I have to pee again. Like, it was crazy. Like, I had to flush out so many fluids. So that's the lineup. So that's the people that we saw. Obviously, there were tons of other bands there that we couldn't even attempt to fit into the thing. So, you know, lots of different options depending on like what your taste is. And
a lot of new bands that were like up and coming bands
there was
were
a lot
on
of
the
new
smaller
bands.
stage.
And then also like a lot of returning, like, you know, it was a great lineup. I think something for everybody. And then honestly, just the vibes were so good that even if you weren't obsessed with any of the acts, I do think like it would be worth going.
The vibes, the people, what people wear. I mean, we could have a whole episode on just outfits alone.
Oh my god,
for
yeah.
festivals.
Outfit planning. So we did not realize how intense people go with their outfits for these things, having never been to one before. So not that we weren't like dressed up, like we did do a lot of outfit planning and had some cute outfits, but we didn't realize how hard people go with the outfits. So next year,
different story.
oh, next year we're doing a different wardrobe.
That's for sure.
Yep.
You mean I can walk around half naked?
Exactly.
Fuck yes.
I'm sorry, but we're going from outfit to swimsuit.
I mean, literally, you will probably never see this at one of our local shows, but a lot of the women, especially because of how hot it was, they were walking around in full body fishnet suits, with just a black or a different color bikini on, and then boots.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude, I should have thought of that, because I overheat easy. I would have definitely walked around like that just to keep cool. Like, And then there's people who wear like the costumes.
Yes, and that's my vibe. Like, I'm gonna be costumed up.
I would like to get like one, like kind of like what you were talking about with your fox costume. I'd like to get like one cube, something.
Yeah, we gotta hit up the Halloween costume sites.
Yeah, we will.
Get some good stuff from there. Okay, so you have all the points of the stories we need to go through. So.
Oh God. So, well, we were just talking about our massive suitcases.
Oh yeah.
So the outfit planning, because we can never just pick like 4 outfits for a 3-day festival and call it a day.
I don't
we have to bring
understand how
half our
anybody
closet.
could. How could you? You don't know what Sunday's gonna feel like when you're packing on Wednesday.
I know.
Like, no. So I did pack pretty much half of my closet. I had one of the large size suitcases for clothes. And then I had my smaller size, like carry-on size suitcase for shoes.
Boots. She says shoes, she means boots.
For my boots. I am a Doc Martens person.
Stop.
So I packed several pairs of my Doc Martens and also destroyed 2 of them essentially.
So let this also be a lesson too, because here's me with my outfit planning. I'm like, let me bring my brand new Vans. Let me bring my brand new Chucks.
Whoops.
So I was smart and I left the Vans at the hotel.
Yes.
I was like, absolutely not. Those were expensive. And they have white on them. No.
Right.
So I wore the new Chucks that are all black with the white toes, you know, the normal looking Chucks. I'm thinking, you know, they're going to get a little roughed up, but they're super easy to clean. We just didn't plan on trekking through
was going to be
ankle deep mud.
Yeah.
And then day 3 ended up being the worst of it, because then I couldn't wear the Chucks. So I had to wear the black high top Vans that are typically my mosh pit shoes for all of our shows. Anyways.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, if these, you know, get a little dirty, same deal. They're easy to clean.
Right.
Until we were squishing around in our shoes full of mud.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's the thing that I realized is like, I mean, obviously I did already have boots because that's what I wear.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're really dedicated to like staying at a festival for the whole weekend, you should get boots no matter what.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah, because sneakers versus boots when you're dealing with a lot of rain and a lot of mud, like no lie, I got through 2 whole bands in the pouring rain and my feet were still dry. Like, don't get me wrong, it didn't last the whole time. They did get wet.
But it lasted longer than me, though.
It lasted a lot longer.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's definitely the way to go. Get yourself some good Doc Martens.
You may not necessarily need to wear them, but you should probably at least bring them.
Yeah.
Because that way, if it, you know, like in our situation, hey, it poured overnight. Oh, well then I'll just have to change my whole outfit and wear the boots. Cool.
Yeah. Also, Doc Martens are better for if your feet swell because there's more room.
Yeah, because they're wider for the toes and the ankles.
Yeah. So I never really felt too, like my ankles definitely, but the actual foot part, like, was comfortable.
When we were leaving Monday morning, did you see how I had to unlace my
Yeah,
shoes?
yeah.
I couldn't even get these on.
Mm-hmm.
I had to fight to put my flip-flops on even. I was like, I'm just walking around barefoot the rest of the day.
I drove most of the way home barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Couldn't keep our legs comfortable for
No,
anything.
it was bad. It was bad.
All right, and then I also, so we talked about the rain, and what we didn't talk about was the dreaded weather alert.
Oh my god.
So
Fucking
the festival coordinators are on top of their shit. Like these guys, everybody, including Danny Wimmer, all of them, they were amazing. But when it's been consistently pouring out for 4 hours, we don't need every 5 minutes or a reminder to say weather alert. Please stay tuned for further notifications.
It's raining. We know.
That's why every
Tell
time.
us if there is a further notification.
Right, like there's a tornado coming, seek shelter. Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks. You know, but
You know.
yeah, it's like maybe one at the very beginning, like we know rain is coming. We will let you know if there's anything to be concerned
Right, and
about.
then maybe like halfway through the band set, just do like another quick flash,
Just a
like
quick
hey,
reminder.
still raining.
We'll let you know if
We'll let you know.
But they were doing it like every 10, 15 minutes.
And then they were forgetting to take it off. There
Mm-hmm.
was one time they left it up, I swear, for like 15 minutes. It was like a quarter of this band set.
Jesus.
And so every time after, and this was when I split from you even, when I was over with Slaughter to Prevail, I was with that crowd, and every time that weather alert came up, the whole crowd would scream, "We know!"
Yeah. Exactly.
know.
Exactly. They
The
were even
band
saying
would be
that.
performing, and you would hear the whole crowd, "We know!"
Yeah, they were saying that on the Reddit when I was on the Reddit afterwards, just talking about it with people. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was a little excessive, and I know they were maybe like trying to just be cautious and making sure that the word was out there, but it really, at least make sure that if you're gonna, or I don't know if they have this ability, but maybe you could like put it up on one of the screens.
Like the far left one that's not
Yeah.
having the stage used
Yeah.
over on
Yeah.
Redemption side.
Like
Yeah, that would have
one
been
of
cool.
the screens, and then leave the other ones doing because yeah, that was the problem, is that like if you were far away, it would block out all of the video views of the artists. So that was a little much.
So I have there's 3 pointers on this one, but they all kind of blended together. It's all the pits, the cat fight, and the crowd surfing, and the poor injured girl behind us.
Oh yeah,
Like right behind us.
I forgot about that actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
No, my neck hasn't forgotten.
yeah, my neck is never going to forget. I don't think.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think so either.
So at a big show like this, if you follow festivals or if you've been, you may know that you have a lot of mosh pits, you have a lot of crowd surfers, and that everybody can get packed in really tight, so it can get a little,
People will start losing their patience, especially in the heat, constant
Yeah.
sweating. When you're packed in close together like that, and you're not even on your set yet, you're waiting for
You're
your
just waiting, yeah.
and there's no breathing room. Like tempers start flying off the handle fast.
Yep. So we're waiting for a show, and all of a sudden this fight breaks out behind us. It was horrible. This girl was one of the women's daughters, and she was terrified because her mom was fighting some other lady, and they were throwing hands, and
Bad too.
and there wasn't any room for this either. It's not like they were fighting and there was a clearing or whatever. They're packed into a crowd of people. It's like, so we're trying to comfort the teenager and stuff because
the poor girl is just screaming and crying,
Yeah.
and she's trying to hold on to her mom while her mom's fighting off the other woman.
So that was rough, and you gotta all try to look out for each other, and so we were just trying to look out for the girl, while other people were trying to break up the fight. And then with the crowd surfing, I love the vibe of a crowd surf.
Same.
I think it's fun.
I'd love to try it.
Yeah, I really think that next year we should. However, if you're going to crowd surf, you should learn how. So it's more like people who are kind of flailing about.
Not paying attention.
Yeah.
The crowd also not paying attention either.
Mhm.
You have to be a constant swivel head when
Yes.
you're in a mosh pit, or
Exactly.
if you don't, or someone doesn't say heads up,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a body dropped on you.
Right, exactly.
And these people can weigh anywhere from being a stick to being a heavier set.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're on your own.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're gonna be at this type of a show, I think you just have to be willing to help with that or go in the back. You know, there's nothing wrong with being like, that's not for me. I'm gonna watch from the hill over there. But if you want to be in the front row, that is just kind of part of the territory, and you have to be willing to help.
I did see a lot of the security guards at multiple sets there telling people in the front row, hey, you can't keep ducking when somebody's crowd surfing. If you're not going to help hold them up, you need to go to the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that we should tell the story about splitting up.
Hang on, my soul is like, again, wait, help.
So who played before Acid Bath? Was it the Dillinger Escape Plan?
It was either them or Parkway Drive.
Okay.
One of the
Oh
two.
no, it wasn't Parkway Drive because I was actually mad that I didn't have it on my radar to try to see.
Oh, that's right, because we ended up listening to them and we were like, oh.
Yeah.
That's right. So after we ate, and we decided, we made the sacrifice of, well, let's try to get both. You try to get the barricade for Manson because it's your birthday weekend, and I'll try to go get us as close as possible to Slipknot.
Yeah, so basically the plan was we were going to split up during Acid Bath because that gave us two bands to work our way towards the front before Manson and Slipknot would play. So we split up for Acid Bath. And I went to the Acid Bath side, and you went to the side where nobody was playing yet, but Slaughter to Prevail was going.
Right, and we made the decision to keep our phones on us, and we had set the location finders on our watches in case the phones didn't work. Comes to find out, neither of them work when you have 30,000 people sitting in a crowd.
No, it told me that she was 25 miles away, so that was a bust.
And then if I tried to text you on the phone, it would just kick back saying undeliverable.
Yep.
Even on 5GC, was it 5GCU or something?
Yeah, no, it said I had full signal, but it did not act like it.
No.
So Acid Bath was playing on my side, and honestly, not that they were bad, but I also just wasn't like impressed. Like it was just kind of.
I just don't think that the vibe was right.
Right. Exactly.
I agree. They were really good. I didn't really know. I knew the name, but I didn't really know who they were at the time. But I just remember hearing the name, through my middle school and high school years of other people listening to them.
Yes.
So I knew it was a huge deal that they were performing, and they had a really good crowd turnout too.
No, they did. Everybody was excited to see them, but then I heard later on that even people who were excited to see them were disappointed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Like one guy, because I was on the Reddit a lot afterwards, as people were like talking about their experiences and stuff, and there was even one guy who said he had brought a friend, and he was so excited to see Acid Bath, and he even told his friend, like, we're gonna go see Acid Bath, like, I'm so excited to show you them. And he said he felt like he had talked it up too much to his friend. Like, he was like, oh, this wasn't what I expected.
See, I get that though, because that's how I felt with you when I brought you to Snot. Because you didn't really, I had played like one or two songs by them to you, and you were like, okay, this is cool, but I was like, no, but now you get to see them, you get to hear it all, and this is my first time seeing them in person, so it was like one hell of an experience for us, but you ended up loving it afterwards.
Exactly.
So in that guy's respect, I totally feel that's
the
hard.
pressure of like, are they gonna like it and stuff, and so and his friend
because
kinda
especially when
didn't.
that's like us being our Slipknot, Manson, and Bring Me the Horizon, fans. We preach them all the time.
So if we brought somebody to like Bring Me the Horizon and they didn't like it, we'd be like, oh shit.
Right. Yeah. So no, I totally get that. Oh,
and I do also feel like if we went to see Acid Bath outside of that experience, it might have been a lot better.
I know they're coming here locally at some point, but I think we're gonna be gone.
I think so. I think when you showed me, I said, oh, we're gonna be
Oh
gone.
no, that was non-point.
I know we're gone for non-point.
For Lincoln Park.
Yeah, I think we're gone for Acid Bath too, though, if I remember correctly.
I do know they're coming here locally in the Syracuse area, though.
Yeah,
I just don't remember. I know it's in August.
Upcoming tour dates.
Who was it? It was Acid Bath.
Oh, they're coming at the same sort of time.
Oh.
Because they're September 13th. So we'll be back, but we'll be...
Oh, exhausted because we'll be spending 2 days at Darien Lake for Blink 182
Exactly.
at an amusement park. So we're gonna be on roller coasters for 2 days.
Yeah, so we're not going to...
Yeah, no, we're not gonna make it. So you were in the crowd actually for acid bath. So
and I'm just like, vibing, trying to find my way up front. It was pretty, like I said, it was pretty chill. So I was able to weasel my way through a pretty good amount because it wasn't a crazy crowd.
right.
So I was pretty close to the front by the time acid bath was coming to the end. I was maybe like 10 rows back when they were ending.
Yeah.
And then as people started to leave the crowd, because a lot of people were leaving acid bath like towards the end because a lot of people wanted to be on the Slaughter to Prevail side.
Like I really want to see what the drone footage looks like of people leaving acid bath and
like
moving
coming
around the
around.
barrier. Yeah.
Yeah, that I feel the same way because it was just this like mass exodus, and I was like, oh, perfect, this is my chance. So I like weasel in even more, and I get up to maybe like 5th row, and I'm already psyched at this point. I'm like, oh, I'm so close. I'm gonna be so fucking
And
close.
this was when we still had some sort of a cell signal too. So you were like, oh my god, I'm so close.
I'm so close. I was like maybe about 5 rows back in the crowd, and it was great. And so then Slaughter to Prevail starts up, and I mean, God, the energy they fucking bring.
So let me back up on what you were saying as far as like how far you got to the barricade after acid bath left. So it was kind of similar to me, but I was maybe about halfway through the entire crowd on the Slaughter to Prevail side. And then like there really wasn't too many people behind me, but maybe like a small crowd.
Yeah.
And then I swear to you, it was like maybe 5 minutes. I looked behind me and it looked like Falling in Reverse's crowd. Right behind me, and this is still second,
we're
third
still
to last,
third to last,
third to last band, and I'm like, there's no way all these people are here for just Slaughter to Prevail.
And I feel
it
like
went
it
all the way to the
was.
back of the rear stage.
Yeah.
So by the time, and I'm sitting here, and back to what we were saying on, we had studied mosh pitting, and this was our first time being alone.
Yeah.
In the pits.
Exactly. We've usually done it together.
Yeah. So, I mean, granted, I was a little nervous, but I was like, however, this is an opportunity because when people are moshing, they're not paying attention to me weaseling around them and working my way up to the barricade. So this is perfect. Like, sold.
Absolutely.
I'm in for it. I don't even mind a smaller pit. Let's go for it. When I say, I shit you not, the second the first note dropped, 2 circle pits formed. I was in the first circle pit, like in the center of the first circle pit.
It just opened around you.
Yes, it literally just, and nobody did the arm thing. It just, everybody just started flailing. And at first I was like, holy crap, this is nuts. Like I was watching and like kind of trying to work my way safely away from it.
Yeah.
And then I get to the outer ring. Everybody knows about the outer ring in the mosh pit. You either stand there and push people back in or, you're just watching.
Yeah.
I'm in that position and it's getting so violent. People like 3 times my size are crashing into me.
Ooh.
I can't push these people back in.
No.
So these people
It's like bowling.
It is. And now I got a crowd of people seeing me falling, so they're shoving all of us back up. I'm like, I got to get out of the pit. I took 1 step to the left and I got dragged by another guy who thought I was going into that pit.
Oh, okay.
So I'm now charge running in that circle and I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I'm trying to get out. So I get out. I thought I was working my way out all the way to the left, closest to like VIP.
Yeah.
But because of how hectic everything was, you couldn't make sense of what direction was what.
Yeah.
So I just picked whatever I could start making a path through, and sure enough, I end up at the 3rd pit. And I literally just stopped and looked at it like, oh, I don't want to do this again. And there was, I don't know who he was a nice guy. He just said, you all right? And I said, no, I'm trying to get out, and this is now the 3rd circle pit I'm running into. They're breaking out everywhere. So he said, just run straight through. I'll run right behind you, and I'll help you get through the other side because I think it's clear over there. So I said, okay. I start running through, and then all of a sudden, the guys on the outer ring of that pit see me charging toward them. Even though I'm screaming, let me in, they can't hear me because of how loud everything is. So what do? They grab me and toss me back into the pit, and now that guy's catching me, and he's like, no. He's like trying to get out. And then those two guys were like, oh shit. And then they grabbed my arm and pulled me into the crowd to get out of the pit.
Yeah.
And then that's when I literally just like backed out and went to safety. My red flags went off and I was like, this is not what I anticipated. I mean, I anticipated being nervous, being alone in the pit, but not to that scale.
While you're going through circle pit time.
Circle pit hell. Talk about little circles of hell, okay? Like,
so I'm over on the other side, and yes, there's some moshing going on, but with it not being their main stage, it wasn't too
yours
bad.
was toned down.
Yeah, it was a little less.
See, I would have wanted to have been on that side, because once I was at safety, and I was able to see your side of the pit, and the crowd started being like, see, now that I would have been okay with.
So, like I said, at that point, I was already at like row 5, so I was pretty close to the front. So there were a couple like other big Manson fans, and we were just kind of like grouped together. But the crowd is starting to really pack in. Like everybody's kind of pushing forward and stuff. So we are squished in a little bit as the pits had formed behind us. And so, like, you know, I met some other girls. It was great. It was fine. We were helping each other out with the crowd surfers and whatnot. Until the wall of death.
Yeah, I saw Sanctuary with the, if you were at the Inkcarceration show for the Slaughter to Prevail, it was the beer vendor holding up the sign that said beer V10, like V as in Victor. They were trying to make him move for the wall of death, and he said, absolutely not. He said, you don't get to tell me where to go and what to do.
Yeah.
So once he told that guy he's not moving, myself and a bunch of other people were like, wait, you're not moving? I'm not going anywhere. Right up next to him. I'm like, I'm not going in that wall of death after surviving.
Listen, okay, like I said, it is better that you ended up on that side, because I am too crazy, and I was on such a fucking high at this point that that wall would have opened up and I would have been skipping down the fucking center towards the barricade. No one could have stopped me. I would have just been, woo!
I looked like I kind of peeked out and was like, that's an awful long run. And I bet your ass those people in the front are going to be like, fuck you, get out.
No, I would have fucking done that shit and I would have gotten in trouble. I would have gotten myself hurt, okay? So, when he told the second side where I was that they had to, that he wanted us also to do the wall of death. So ours was definitely smaller than yours, but...
But also, I was jealous watching your little wall of death.
Well, here's the problem, though, is we were already really packed in the front. Like, it was already getting really tight.
That was true.
And so several guys wanted to do the wall of death on our side, so they started shoving us to the side.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, so we got split down the middle right up in the front, and we're getting pissed because we're like, there's nowhere for us to go. Like, we're already really packed in. We can't move any further. And then there was this one dude who I think he was kind of like already out of it, like either like really drunk or something, because I swear to God he couldn't stand up.
Oh, God.
I swear to God he could not stand up. So I'm standing there, and, you know, I'm just like trying to stay with the girls that I kind of like banded with, you know, and we're getting pushed. And this guy is leaning his entire body weight and probably pushing as well.
While it's still hot, muggy, pouring.
And so I'm standing there like this, like trying to shove him back with my arms and stuff. And I can't. Like, he is using strength that I don't have.
The dwindling strength.
Literally. So this girl behind me, thank God for her, she said, oh, girl, I got you. And so together we both pushed forward and got him off us. And then he starts leaning on some other girl who's standing right over here. This girl turns the fuck around, elbows him like this as she's going around. Elbows him and says, don't fucking touch me. Yes. And so then he kind of just leaned back the other way, like,
don't mess with girls in the pit.
So after the wall of death actually happened and things kind of started to chill out a little bit more, we all were kind of just like staking our place for Manson, and everything kind of chilled out at that point. So then we were good. And Manson was one of the best experiences of my fucking life.
Oh, I was so jealous.
I
was so happy you got to be there, but I, at the same time, was just like, God damn it.
There was, by the time that Manson came on, I actually was pretty much, like, I wasn't on the rail, but there was only like one, I could have touched it. There was only like maybe one person in between me and the rail. And I was dead center, so he was right in front of me. And it was amazing. And then the rain is pouring down.
Listen.
And we are going nuts.
When he was what was it, Angel with the Scab Wings?
Uh-huh.
And then he came out, I forget what song he was going into next. It wasn't The Beautiful People because he didn't have the hat on yet. But he was sitting in front of the drums, all seductive-like. And just as he says, "Are we feeling wet?" it starts pouring even harder, and you watch that man just go like this.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, the gods have heard us. The gods are listening.
It was a spiritual moment. It really was. Like, I will never forget that for the rest of my fucking life.
Me either, and I wasn't even there with you. Everybody on my side was even like, dude, that was glorious.
Yep. Oh my God, it was fucking epic. So we watched Manson, that's all great, and then now I need to be on a mission because I gotta.
Because apparently I'm 25 miles away.
Yeah.
And now there's no cell service anywhere on your phone, your watch, nothing.
And then to add to it, my watch had like 2% of battery left to begin with. And I had my phone, and my phone had more battery because I'd been using the charger throughout the day. But because it had rained so much and it was wet so much, like, and my fingers were prunes at this point, the touchscreen didn't really work the way that it should.
Like pretty much it was raining so hard for the last like 3 to 4 bands that it would be equivalent to you standing under your shower head with your
trying to fucking text. And so it's not working, and I'm stressing the fuck out because I got that one picture that you sent me with kind of your location, but that was all I had to go on. Was I'm like comparing.
And then by the time you saw it, I wasn't even over there anymore
because the texts that you were sending were taking so fucking long.
They were taking like 20 minutes to send if it did send.
So I'm like weaseling my way around, and I'm realizing this is gonna be really difficult because the Slipknot side is obviously really fucking packed. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. So that's when I tried to call you. So I go to call you, okay? And I do kind of hear you answer broken up, but you can't hear me. But the problem is, so I was going to say, hey, can you like hold your phone up with the flashlight so that I can find you because I think I'm in that area. As soon as I start saying these words, Slipknot walks out on stage. So every single person in the crowd holds their phone up, and I just hung up. I just said, oh, okay.
And I'm sitting here like, what? And I look and it says, call ended. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Now, granted, we had an emergency meetup plan in case we didn't find each other. And we did say before we split, like, okay, I'll try to find you later. If I don't, have fun with the Slipknot show, I'll meet you at the lockers at the end before we, head home.
Absolutely. So we always have that. Always have if everything else fails, have a place where you're going to meet at the end of the day.
Yes.
So at that point, I'm like, I'm pretty close to you. I know from your picture. I'm like, I gotta be somewhat close. So first of all, I'm having issues getting through the crowd because
it's so packed.
It's so packed, and honestly, people like I would tell, and I know some people like use this to get up towards the front, and they're lying. So I can kind of understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
But I would tell people like, hey, I'm just trying to get to my friend. I know she's over here, kind of by the screen. Like, I'm just trying to get through to get to her.
And they don't move.
And they just give you like a dirty look, and they don't move and stuff, and it's just like really frustrating sometimes because like I do, like I said, I get.
Oh yeah, me too. Because we've done that ourselves.
Yeah, so I get sometimes people use it as an excuse or whatever, but it's like a little frustrating when you like legitimately are trying to get to your friend.
Now from that, you're working your way up to me, and what was going on was because even though we peed and ate before we split for acid bath. It had already been so many hours at this point, I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, I don't have a choice. I have to leave Slipknot and go to the bathroom. So I'm going to forfeit my spot.
Yeah.
Not knowing you were less than fucking 3 feet away from me. Like, literally, she was like, it's dark, it's pouring out, nobody, you can't see shit.
And you can't really look when the songs are going because everybody's moving and the lights
And they
are
have
a little
such a dark
different.
set too.
Yeah. So during the songs, I couldn't really look for you, and then every time between a song, I'd be like, looking like
Whenever
I know
the weather
close.
alert came back on because it was so
It was
bright,
bright, yeah.
I was like trying to like look
Exactly.
through people, still didn't see you.
Yeah, so I'm trying so hard to find you. And then I get your text about going to the bathroom, and I was like, oh, are you sure? Like, there's, but I didn't know at this point that your texts were coming so late.
Yeah. That's when we figured everything
Yeah.
out. Because I left, I went to the bathroom, and then I decided, because in our VIP section, we also had like risers. It was kind of like an outdoor bar area.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up there and ended up getting a really good video shot of
Yes.
them and the crowd surfing, and it pans all the way to the back of the very last stage.
Oh, nice.
So you can really get an idea of how many people on both sides, all the way up, crammed in.
Hell
like
yeah.
how big it was. So then I came down there from that, and I was like, well, let me just pop over to the lockers real quick, and that's when I bumped into you.
Okay, yeah. So I got your text, and I sent the text back, but then I was like, when I didn't see anything back from you, or I also wasn't even sure if my texts were getting to you at all.
Yeah, it was really hard to tell, and I kind of figured too, if I did get a text from you, that there was probably a huge delay on it.
Yeah. So then I'm like, all right, well, I'll go over to the lockers and see if I can find you. So I'm skipping through the mud over to the lockers, and they're playing their songs and everything's. I'm just like, I'm literally like, you would think I
jamming out and trying to find me.
You would think I took drugs if you saw me, and I don't. Like that's like I'm like skipping through the mud, just like woo. And the rain's fucking pouring, but I'm having the time of my life. I'm like, this is fine.
Now, mind you, like we knew what each other were wearing too, but because of the soak, like the pouring rain, I'm like, okay, her hair is gonna be really curly, but it's gonna be down and wet. She's probably got her glasses off.
That was another thing. I couldn't fucking see shit. I'm like, I couldn't wear my glasses because there's so much fucking rain, so everything's a blur. And I'm just like, I'm looking for your purple hair. That's all I have to go on.
Yeah.
Because I can't see good enough for anything else.
Yeah. I mean, and I
and mind you, plenty of people have purple hair.
There were so many of us with purple hair. So many red flags.
So I'd be like, is that? No.
No. And then so I was just like, I wasn't like expecting to see you at the locker, but I was so relieved when I saw you're in this moment. You're all lit up, and I was like, I'm like, there you are.
I was like, oh.
I've been looking for you.
Yep.
And then you're like, do you want to go back? Yeah, let's try to go back if we can. And you take me to the spot that you were standing at, and I'm looking at you. And you're like, what? I'm like, fucking standing right there.
And I was like, I knew it. I knew we were close. I knew it.
So, thinking on our way back that we were going to be possibly disappointed because we weren't sure if we were going to get my spot or your spot back, come to find out,
we got a perfectly good spot.
it was the exact same spot.
Yeah, it was a really good spot, honestly.
It was great. It was kind of like, we weren't like centered. We were kind of, if you're looking at the stage, we were kind of off right to the corner. But we weren't like up against the TV. Like we had really
we had a good eye line to it.
Oh yeah, you could see everybody.
I don't think we've ever been that close to Slipknot before.
No, it would have been closer if I didn't die in Slumber Lesson learned.
Oh, that was rough.
So that was rough, but not as rough as
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace, which is probably gonna blow everybody's minds when they hear this story.
I actually cannot believe that 3 Days Grace was as rough as it was. I would never.
I didn't expect that.
No.
I did not. I mean, they go hard.
Yeah, but
We've never seen them before, but I mean, you see their videos online and everything. You can tell they go. And I love it.
I just didn't think it was to that extent.
I don't know if it's just because it's been so long for
me.
people. I don't know how, because obviously they rotate bands. They don't bring the same bands back every year.
Maybe it being day 3 had a little bit to do with that.
Could have
Everybody
been.
was going a little insane.
Could have been. Because we were second, kind of like what you were explaining earlier. We weren't at the rail, but we could put our hand on the rails. There was only one row of people in front of us.
Yeah. So we got really good spots. We worked our way up for a couple bands leading up to them and got really great spots, but it was packing in tighter than I think I'd ever been in. Even when I was in Manson the day before, it wasn't to that extent with how
The show hadn't
crazy
started
it
yet,
was.
and we were already sitting here crossing our arms.
Yeah, just like this was the room you had, you know.
Not like, disappointed crossing our arms. Like, you're crossing your arms to make sure that your chest doesn't get crushed.
Yeah, exactly. So, they come on and don't get me wrong, oh my God, like to see them perform those songs that we've been singing our whole lives
Oh, God, yes.
was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But the crowd was just really crazy. We almost fell over a million times, and it was almost like, because we were so packed in,
Back on the crowd surge.
yeah, I wasn't holding myself up with my feet. Just the people around me.
You were so cramped in that you were sharing breathing space. Like, I had your face here, I had some other guy's face here. There was a guy on top of me that I swear to you, his chin was resting on the top of my head. Like, you couldn't even cross your arms and tip your head back to even get fresh air.
Yeah, it was.
And this is just for the first song.
I know.
And then you almost knocked out that one girl for almost knocking me out.
And I feel like how packed in we are was part of the reason that the crowd surfers were so difficult, because you couldn't get your arms up to properly hold them up.
Yeah. There was no way.
So, like, you'd be trying to maybe, like, reach with one hand to help, but you just couldn't get a good grasp on people. So then people were kind of falling in the whole crowd. It was like
the
crowd was water.
That's what they call it.
That's what it was like.
Yes. And that's what you don't want to see in a huge mosh pit is a crowd surge, because that's people losing their balance and they're getting crushed to the point we don't have a choice. We have to go
just sway with it and
whatever direction that you're getting pushed at.
Yep.
And we had the people we were smushed up with, they were great.
Yeah, we were surrounded by good people, which was helpful. Everybody was really nice.
We were talking in between songs and stuff, and like when Adam was talking about how when what the heck was it? I Hate Everything About You came out,
right.
And he said that they couldn't break the number 2 because somebody else was holding
number
number 1, and I yelled out Linkin Park. And then Adam's like, Linkin Park was holding that, and that guy we were hanging out with spun around and was like, dude!
Yep, and with it being the
anniversary
of his passing, like, I literally had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God!
And a few bands actually did a lot for Chester and Scott Weiland.
And bringing that up,
yeah.
And so, after they did I Hate Everything About You, I said, I cannot keep going. I have to leave.
And here's me. I was like, after dealing with the Slaughter to Prevail crowd, I was like, that was bad, but this is getting worse. And when I say, like, I am not saying it was Astroworld's crowd,
right.
But we were kind of tiptoeing into that threshold because I was trying to hold out so much, and I was like, I'm with you. The people around us,
they're all good people.
The guy that was in front of you and me was even being watchful, and if we started tipping over, he grabbed your arm, he'd look back at me, you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. The guy behind me, same deal. Hey, don't worry, I'll push you back up. I got you. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So we had like a good camaraderie thing going on, but I also was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this, but I don't want to be the first one to say I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, and we both have that kind of personality where it's like we don't want to be the first one to tap out. We want to hold it out and hold it down as long as possible and stuff. And I am very much like, it is to almost the point of danger. I hate.
She's the crazy one. I have to keep her on a leash.
I hate tapping out of anything. I have been known. There's been experiences in my life where I have like passed out and stuff because I refuse to give up.
Yeah.
And so.
I know, I was force feeding you my water yesterday. You went through like 2 bands without anything, and I'm like, you're like, here. You're like, no, I'm good. Yeah.
So, for me to be the one who first said we should go, that's a sign to you.
We gotta go.
Because I'm tapping out.
That's exactly what happened in my head. I think it's because we've been friends for like 20 years, and we just are able to read each other's minds like that. Because I could even see it in your eyes. I watched you with what arm movement you had. Look at your watch and went, there's only 10 minutes left. We're leaving.
Yeah.
And then we locked hands, and I looked behind me, and I'm like, there's no way out. and you went, yes, there is, and you looked at the security guard and did this, he came over and pulled you out, and the people that were with us also helped get you out.
Yeah.
And I said to the one girl when I was hopping over, I was like, it's only 2 people, so try to squeeze in when we leave. It's all yours. She's like, honey, we'll be all right. She goes, you two okay? Yeah, we just can't. It was getting to the point we can't breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I was concerned. I could feel the blood pressure rising and like the flush in my face. And I knew, like, with every surge we were going through, I wasn't gonna.
Exactly.
I was like, it's gonna hit me. I'm gonna drop and pass out.
And
That's
the
the number
crowd
one thing you
surfers
don't
still
want.
coming is like,
And they were coming so much that even security, and they had, their security team was amazing. And they had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, they, at one point we were like, do they need all these people? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you knew it was becoming a problem with the crowd. When you're waiting for me, the security guard had just finished pulling me over, and one of the other guards came running over. He hadn't even let go of my waist yet. And the one is saying to the other, he goes, they're crowd surging and people are getting crushed. What do we do? So that's why I said, good fucking call getting us out of here, because this is going to get bad.
Yeah, and we still got to enjoy the last couple songs while we were making our way over to the other stage.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So, I mean, it was nice, but it was just, I just didn't expect 3 Days Grace to be.
That's the thing. I honestly would have expected that with Manson, to be honest.
And Slipknot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just.
Slaughter to Prevail, I totally get too, because that was a close runner-up, but not.
I did not expect it with 3 Days Grace. Recapped the whole thing.
The whole thing.
So I think we should really talk about and give a summary about like the really good shit.
The stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Stuff
and then
we could improve on. And
things that we think could have been better and stuff. And I don't know, maybe they'll see this and be like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So pros. For me, one of the biggest pros was really honestly the VIP tickets.
Same.
Like
the tickets, the parking, the whole
VIP
level, anything VIP related was just amazing.
So we don't normally do VIP stuff for concerts.
No.
That's not our usual way of going.
It's our first time, actually, I think.
Well, I did the one with Benji, but that was it, yeah. But so, when we were buying the tickets, it was truly double the price to get VIP, which felt like a lot. But being that we are not 20 anymore, the promise of air conditioning was enough to make me say we should pay double.
It was worth it. Even though it was so packed in there, you had to sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Still worth it.
Being able to go into a completely cool air-conditioned area saved us multiple times.
It was like walking into Antarctica.
It was
good. Freezing in there.
It was wonderful.
And when it's 1,000 degrees outside and you're sweating more than half of your body weight in the pit with everybody. Oh.
And then on top of that, you had the covered areas. So even if you weren't going into the air conditioning, it was pretty easy to find somewhere. Even if you were sitting on the ground,
they had fans in there too.
Yeah, somewhere to sit with shade,
moving air.
Never a line at the food booths in the VIP area.
And if there was a line, it was very small. Maybe like
3 people.
Yeah, 2-3 people in front of you. That's it. And those lines were moving too.
So that was pretty good. I saw somebody post on Reddit that they were not happy with VIP, and then when they were explaining it, I understood why, and I was just like, that's kind of weird. So they bought VIP, but they expected that they would watch the whole concert, everything from VIP.
Oh.
And obviously,
like a VIP section in front of the stage.
It was something like that, yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, well, you couldn't really see the farther stage that well from VIP and stuff. And I was like, I do get that. Like, if you're buying VIP with the anticipation, like, I'm gonna get a little seat over here and sit all day, no, it's not the best for that.
No.
But the way we used it, where it was almost more like our break place, was perfect. Because we could go over there, things were a little less chaotic, and we could sit down for a little bit, eat without having to really wait for our food, have a little kind of like smaller locker space that wasn't quite so crazy.
Yeah, well, there wasn't, 10,000 of us in one area. There was only maybe, like 8,000?
Yeah, I don't know.
those VIP tickets were only so many.
Yeah, yeah, because the space was only so big. So it's like going out into the floor, into the general area for when we actually wanted to see the bands, but then coming over into VIP when we wanted to take a break. It was the perfect break spot, and it made everything so much easier, especially with not being 20 anymore.
Right. And then being in front of the lockers for the emergency, spot.
Yeah.
That's less chaotic than meeting in front of the lockers in the GA side.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
it
only
was
had
really
one
chaotic
spot.
over there. Like when we would walk past to leave, that was chaotic.
There was more of a crowd over there than there was leaving.
Yeah. So then we also got our parking in the green lot, which is the one that's on the VIP side. And if you go all the way to the other side of the festival was the entrance for the orange lot. So I don't know if because another thing I saw on the Reddit of kind of just people giving feedback and what they thought or whatever. A lot of people complained about parking.
Because
I
of
can
the weather,
understand.
I understand. Yeah.
But I think also is I couldn't tell for sure, but it kind of seemed like a lot of people who were buying the VIP tickets still bought orange lot tickets.
Yeah, because you and I got the package set.
No, I bought them separately.
You got them separately?
Yeah, I bought them separately, and it's like I
thought that was a package set because that's usually. I mean, in most cases.
You'll get like your VIP parking with it. No.
Yeah.
So when you look at the map of the festival, it would show like where everything was going to be laid out, and then it showed like orange lot entrance over here, and it showed green lot entrance over here. So when I'm buying our parking, I said, okay, well the VIP section's right here, so let me grab the parking that's on that side. And not that green parking didn't have some issues here and there with all the weather, like in the mud, but overall, the stuff that I heard other people complain about in the orange lot was way different. Like the orange lot was not moving traffic for hours and stuff like that.
I mean, the most we waited leaving was maybe like a half hour.
On the first night, we waited a little bit, but it wasn't super bad at all.
No.
So I think if you are going to get a VIP ticket, make sure you buy
The VIP
your
parking.
at the green lot, or if they do it the same next year, but at the parking that's closest to that. And it was a smaller lot, so I do assume that they kind of meant for it to be like everybody who gets VIP come over here, everybody in the orange lot. One thing I did see on the Reddit, and I probably wouldn't do this next time because the parking, I had no issues with parking, but a lot of people were talking about a lot of people who live in the neighborhoods would sell parking on their lawn.
Yeah.
And some of the people who sold parking on their lawn also did little like golf cart shuttles. Yeah, so you could like go get a parking spot on their lawn for like $20, and then they would golf cart you over to like where we would go in.
That makes sense because I saw two girls when we got up. We were across the street still. We had to go across and then get into the park. But when we were waiting at the crosswalk for them to slow down traffic so we could cross, there was somebody who dropped two girls off with a golf cart, and he's like, "Okay, you guys are ready to leave? Just before closing time, just text me and I'll come pick you guys up from the same spot.
Yes,
and bring you back to your car." So
yes, so it's like I would probably still go with how we did it, but I think that's a good other option for like if you don't want to do the orange lot because it didn't sound great. The situation.
The whole parking for GA didn't even sound
it did
great
not
because
sound great.
everybody had to hop on. It wasn't like you could just walk to the parking lot like we could. You
No,
had to
they
hop
did.
On
No, they did. So
wow.
they go to the complete other side,
Ooh.
where like over where the little stage was.
Yeah.
Like you would go out over there.
That entrance that was over there. Oh.
Yeah. So where we were was the green lot.
Yeah.
And the buses were for the camping.
Oh.
Yeah. So if they were camping, they would go on the buses. But
Still.
I don't want to pick camp ever.
No.
I'm not. That's not my vibe. Nope.
No. Not even a tent.
No.
When we do Coachella, no.
No. We'll rent an Airbnb. Not a chance. So I say VIP's worth it.
The food and the pricing of the food was really good.
Oh
too.
yeah, that wasn't bad.
We pretty much had the same food as GA, but we did have like one or two.
I think we
different...
had one or two that they didn't have, and they had like one or two that we didn't have. And of course, they had the food trucks out there, so they did have those options.
Yeah.
But there was
Yeah,
enough in VIP that if you didn't want to go out there and get food, you wouldn't have
Yeah, which I really liked because most places, like even our local shows, you get like 4 food trucks.
Yeah.
You're like, how are you from any of them?
Yeah, but the poke bowls were so good.
Hawaiian poke bowls.
Those
Oh
barbecue
my
nachos
God.
were amazing.
Yes.
So
The pretzels, the slip knots is what they call them.
I loved how that whole booth had different like band
Slip knot themes, yeah.
and stuff. So that was really good. This was
The
good.
app updates.
Oh,
The app,
yeah.
anything that changed, like set times or whatever, you immediately got a text on your phone.
The app notified us a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way that you could set your schedule on the app
Mm-hmm.
was, I mean, you didn't have to do any sort of like managing it for yourself. The way you could just hit off every band that you wanted to see, and then it would even like when the show was going on, if you went into the app at the very bottom, it would say who was playing where.
Yep, and then it would also tell you that, hey, this next band that's coming up has a lot of pyrotechnics, so it might be a trigger warning for some of you. It might be, like if you have seizures and stuff, they're going to have a lot of strobe lights. Like they were constantly...
Very informative, yes. So it felt very organized on that front. I think that's like the main things that really were really, really good to me. Also, just the fact that it really wasn't hard to get towards the front on anything.
No! Yeah.
Like, you know, as long as you planned out what you were going to do, you could get pretty close to the stage for almost anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was nice.
Now, like, something I think that was like, is that terrible? Probably could have been a little bit better, would have been the pricing for the tattoos.
Yeah. And I mean, neither of us have ever been to like a tattoo event, so we don't really have anything to compare.
And that's
it
why
to.
I kind of labeled it as like a me.
Yeah, so maybe that's normal, but I just feel like they should have had, and maybe like we didn't get to look at all the tattoos, and that's another thing
but
that
you couldn't. There was just so many.
Well, that's another thing that kind of is on the could have been better for me. But so basically, like what we saw, nothing was really cheaper than $200.
And a lot of it was just outline work. That
Very
didn't include
small
any shading,
outline work.
didn't include coloring, and those were going to be extras.
And so I just feel like there should have been sort of maybe like a category or something for like $100 simple small outline.
Right.
You know, and I think that would have possibly even made them have more business. Not that they didn't have a lot of business in there,
but they just could have had more.
Exactly. And because it's like, it's really hard to, because I did like see designs I wanted to get,
Same.
but it was really hard to justify $200 for, I mean, the tattoo that I liked was literally like a fucking postage stamp.
Yeah, the one I was looking at was like this size, and it was just an outline for $200. I'm like,
that's a little much.
I could go to a local shop here, get that exact same tattoo for like $90, and it'll still.
Yeah, or it's like I was saying, like when I got my outline done for my sleeve, I paid probably like $150 for the whole outline of my entire arm.
Yeah.
And not saying that a festival should have it that cheap.
No.
But still, $100 for a postage stamp sized outline is or $200 for that.
Yeah, like some of them looked like they were small enough to even go on your fingers, and I'm thinking, is that what it is? Are those just finger tattoos for $200?
Yeah, which
Can
is
you
like
blow that up, or is it gonna increase the price?
right, exactly. So, and like I said, we didn't get to look at all of them, and the thing for that was so in the prison, in the reformatory, there were more tattoo artists.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see those.
We didn't get a chance to go into it, and one of the main things is the entrance for not going into the blood prison and the entrance for the VIP reformatory, like the fast lane. I saw a sign for it once.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly hard to understand where exactly you were supposed to go if you wanted to go in to see the tattoo artists that were in the reformatory.
Or if you wanted the blood prison tour.
Well, the blood prison line I did see.
Yeah.
But just the like regular VIP fast lane self-guided tour, I truly, like I did not know where we were supposed to go for that. And that kind of made it a little more difficult too. So it was like we didn't do either of those things. And it was partially because finding how to get there.
That was a busy section of the park too.
So they needed to make it a little more clear of where to go into the reformatory for those tattoo artists and where the VIP fast lane for the self-guided tours were. Because I couldn't figure that out. And then,
I mean, even some of the merch lines were kind of blending in with each other. You get in one line thinking it's for that tent,
yeah.
but it really was for that tent over there.
Yeah, I had one girl, like I went up to buy something at one girl at the merch line, and she said, oh, well, this is the line for this. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I was going to go. And she was very nice. She said, well, you know, you just want one shirt. So she sold it to me, but, you know, I was willing. I was like, oh, well, where do I need to go? And I would have gone, but she was nice and she sold it to me. But the fact that I wasn't sure that I had no idea that I was in the wrong line, you know?
Yeah. And then there was one day we were trying to buy merch, and there was a guy actually asking us, which side are you ordering merch from?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ordering from that side. Okay, then go down that way.
Yeah. Also, it was really, really hard to see all the merch. So it was very hard to know if you even wanted to wait in the line. Here's what I think would be good. Okay, first of all, VIP needs more merch in their area.
Yeah.
Because it was not a good selection in the VIP area. So the only option pretty much was to go out to one of the other areas. Now, there were 2 merch areas out there. There was the one by the infirmary stage.
Yep.
And then there was the big one over there. And then the ink only one next to that.
Yeah.
What I think that needs to happen is I think that they do need to put little signs of like who you want your merch from.
Yeah.
So like maybe that one over by the smaller stage could just have merch from those bands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just merch from the bands that are playing the smaller stage.
Right.
Then you could have the big one and have it just be like separate lines for the big acts. You know, so you could have like your Slipknot merch, or Falling in Reverse merch, or Manson merch, you know, and separate lines for those things.
And make a little section, like a little viewing spot. Doesn't have to be very big.
Oh my God, yes.
Just something that allows you to like go and look and be like, okay, now I know what I want to get in line for. Instead of waiting 20, 30 minutes in line on your tippy toes, squinting, taking your camera and zooming in to be like, what does that shirt say? Like,
yeah.
it was, that was hard.
And then I did like the one that was Inkcarceration only merch.
Yeah.
But what they could have done is just have that be where you go for Inkcarceration merch, and then use that other big tent for all the main acts. Instead of having that big tent also be mostly Inkcarceration merch.
And
then,
some of the big acts.
Yeah, and you're trying to find where what is, and it's really hard.
Yeah, and a lot of people I think were struggling with that, because I would hear people say like, you know, where did we see the Slipknot gear? Was that over by prison, or was that over by the infirmary? No, that was over by the prison. Are you sure? Because I don't want to walk all the way over there and have it not be there. I just won't buy it.
And frankly, I probably would have bought more merch if it was easier to look at.
Same.
Because it was a little rough. And the Inkcarceration, this one that I picked out, I literally went onto the website and scrolled through all the options that morning. Because it was the only way I could really see what the options were.
Yeah.
So then when I got there, I already had picked out in my brain what I was going to get and looked for it and got it. And so that I think that whole merch situation could just be worked out a lot better. All right, well, I think that covers everything about our experience at the shit show that was Inkcarceration. So until next year, where we will definitely be doing it again. That's all the stories we have for that one. But
stay tuned, because there's more shit shows coming.
Absolutely. That's only one of the shit shows that we have to talk about.
And we've been doing this for years, so we got plenty of info.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be more coming, because we've got how many shows still lined up for this year?
I don't know. Check the Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah. We don't stop. Well, I mean, we do take a little break in the winter, but, you know.
She just tells me, are you ready for the show? And I say, what show is this again, and where is it? Am I packing or no?
Yep, exactly. So stay tuned for more episodes. We'll be back next week with another one. Bye.
Bye.